For the next couple sections on your handout, we are going to be using this geometric or circular tank, and I wanted you to be able to get a look at it with the lights on before I turn the lights off and we look at the laser. So you'll notice it's about half full with water up to this line here. It also has numbers that go all the way around, so starting with 0 at the very top where 12 would be on the clock, then counting up to 90 to the side, and then it counts back down to 0 at the very bottom where again the 6 of a clock would be. Then it's going to come up to 90 again and back down to 0 at the top. So you'll need to keep those numbers in mind as we look at the laser. And what I'm going to do is this black piece up here, that's where the laser is attached. So I'm going to shut the lights off. For the first portion of what we're doing, I'm going to shine the laser from the top of the tank, and then we'll look at it from the bottom of the tank as well. And I'm going to move it by 10 degrees at a time, stop it for a few seconds so you can kind of take a look at it, and then keep going. And you're going to want to notice the difference between the angle of incidence and the angle of refraction. You should be familiar with both of those terms from the introduction. You also want to note what angle of incidence results in the greatest amount of refraction, which is also known as the critical angle. And lastly, you'll record the effect of the angle of incidence on refraction. So again, all of that should be familiar from the introduction. If you're confused or you need to refresh, go back to that introduction. Okay, so I'm going to turn the lights off and we will get started. Okay, so now I'm going to move the laser to the bottom of the tank. You have a few different things that you'll need to be noting and recording. You'll want to determine at what angle the total internal reflection occurs. And again, you're going to use those numbers around the tank as a protractor to determine the angle. So if you need to go back to the video where it was brighter and you could see the numbers better, you can do that. You'll also want to explain what happens to the path of the beam if the laser is angled slightly less or slightly more than the angle of total internal reflection. So be thinking about both those things as we watch the laser.